The Toronto Maple Leafs defeat the Ottawa Senators 6-2 in Game 1 of their series. It looked like Ottawa was going to be in this game at the very beginning. If it wasn't for Stolarz, they definitely should have jumped out to a lead. They just could not find a way to bury one on him, get the early momentum. And when you play a team like the Maple Leafs, you need to capitalize on your chances. They outshot them 8-2, I believe, to start the game, and they couldn't find a goal. And eventually, that potent Toronto Maple Leafs offense is gonna come down and score, and that's exactly what Oliver Ekman-Larsson did. Comes down, he's a trailer on a nice entry, and they just find him floating in the high slot. He's wide open, and a veteran like OEL, who's had monster seasons in the past, he knows how to score goals. He knows how to put points on the board. And that's exactly what he did. Just high slot wrister, bam, 1-0 Toronto. Very quickly after that, they somehow let Mitch Marner get loose. Of all the players that you're going to let get loose on this team, let Matthews get a breakaway. Let's see what he can do. But don't let Willie, don't let Marner, don't let those two get breakaways, because they're going to end up in the back of the net. Bam. 2-0 Toronto. Just the way that Ottawa was playing, they just put themselves in such a bad spot because they couldn't put the puck in the net. And all of a sudden, they're down 2-0 real quick. The Leafs had 4 shots at this point. And, now your back's against the wall in Game 1 in the first period. Like, come on. You got to be better than that. Batherson ends up pulling them back to within 1 goal. He just gets to the doorstep and scores a greasy one. First career playoff goal for him. Good for him. But, you're down 2-1. In the second period, Toronto started getting power plays, and it was going to be like that for the rest of the game. Tavares scored on this one to make it 3-1, just right out front, right where he likes to score from, about 10 feet away from the net. And they did not look back from here. This is where the floodgates open. John gets cross-checked in the head. It starts off as a 5-minute major, which I did kind of agree with. Tavares was down for a little bit, and just not a smart play. He cross-checked him right in the face. They did review it, and it gets rescinded to a minor penalty. So it seemed like it was going to be okay for the Senators there, but they took another damn penalty on that same penalty kill, making it a 5-on-3. And now this just lethal power play can go work with space. And that's exactly what they do. Get a face-off, a little bit of a broken coverage on the face-off play by Ottawa there. Willie Nylander ends up between the hashes with no one around him. He could dish it to Matthews. He's right there, ready for a 1-2. No, he just wires it low blocker. 4-1 Leafs, and that's where the game ended. The third period happened. Stuff happened in it, but the game ended right there. That was ball game. Senators were not going to come back after that. I thought Stolarz was playing phenomenal hockey, to be completely honest with you. I didn't know if he had it in him. That was my biggest question mark with picking the Leafs in this series. Obviously, I did pick them, as you saw in that last video. But, I wasn't the biggest believer in Stolarz. But if he can come to play like he did today, I think this Leafs team could go a little bit further than most people are picking him to go, myself included. But we're getting ahead of ourselves here. Let's talk about the third period. In the third, Ridley Greg, not great I'm pronouncing that name, but he cuts it to 4-2. Greasy goal. That was the only way they were beating Stolarz, just getting rebounds and loose pucks. Nothing clean. That's exactly what you want from your goalie. Like, yeah, if he's going to get beat on a rebound, second, third chances. That's what your defense is for. They got to clear that puck out. But, speaking of defense, they may not have cleared out the rebound before Ridley scored, but immediately after, 44 seconds after Greg scores, Morgan Riley, wrister from the point, hits the Senators player's hand and flutters over the shoulder of Ullmark. It's not a perfect goal. It's probably one you want to have back if you're on the Senators side of things here, but he did kind of pick that top corner off the bounce. Probably came in at 38 miles an hour or something. It was after it hit the hand, it was a slow shot. So probably one that Ullmark would want back there. But, it's in the back of the net. You can't have it back now. And this is where everything fell off the rails for Ottawa. They started just playing like hacks. They're laying the body all game long. You could tell they're starting to finish their checks a little bit later than probably should be allowed. Didn't end up hurting any Leafs, which is good. Don't want to see your players get hurt. But they just started taking liberties, and if you're a Leafs fan, you might want to consider putting Revo in the lineup. You need someone that can just tell these boys to chill the fuck out a little bit. But yeah, like I said, it fell off the rails for Ottawa. They end up in the box again. Matthew Nyes, gopher boy. Matthew Nyes, he buries a rebound, right out front. It's what you're drawing up on the power play for a player like him, at least. That makes it 6-2. It's ball game over at this point, and then all hell broke loose. I know everyone's probably seen the clip already of the ref announcing the penalties, and he needed a little cheat sheet because they gave a roughing penalty to every single player on the ice. I've never seen that. That was pretty good. And then at the end of the game, there was a nice little get together right in front of the bench as well. Some cross checks, some punches being thrown. This is going to be a really fun series, provided Ottawa can score, keep the puck out of it. Ottawa's really, really up against it in this series. I would love to see this go 7, just to see this type of physical play. But the way the Leafs played yesterday, I think this is going to be a 5-game series. I think they're going to make quick work of them. Ottawa might get a win, but this is an easy win for the Leafs today, and I think in the series going forward. Ottawa's going to have to really dig deep, look inward after a loss like this, and they're going to have to figure out a way to shut down the Maple Leafs ballers. My goodness, listen to this. Marner had a goal and 2 assists. Willie had a goal and an assist. Tavares had a goal and an assist. Matthews had 2 assists. If guys are showing up, you might as well not show up because it's series over. If they can get half that production out of these guys in each of the games going forward, put a bow on it. Put it on the tree. It's done. Wrap it up. But yeah, really, Stolarz. I know 6 goals got put up on the board, but when I was watching this game, I couldn't stop thinking about how Stolarz is playing. And, dude, if he can keep this going, this Maple Leafs team is going to be a wagon. Excited for Game 2. That'll be tomorrow night. Yeah, I don't think I have much more than that for you boys. Enjoy your Monday. Enjoy the playoff games we got tonight. And let's see if the Leafs can keep it rolling tomorrow. Have a good one, gentlemen.